Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Hills by Elo Wan Games. Um, it looked kind of cute, so I thought I'd play it. This is a visual novel game made in Ren'P. Writer Elo Wan, programmer BG art, sprite art by Pue. That's a funny name. And then special thanks, yada yada yada. There you go, all that stuff. So yeah. Let's begin. Krine? I don't know how to say names. Krine, sure, that sounds nice. Krine, please. His voice was tied. There's no music, by the way. I don't at least think there is. I didn't hear any. So, yeah. His voice was tired, the deep weariness that came from constant arguing over the same thing. Be reasonable. We just don't have the money to assist you. But you have not let me help. I have hundreds saved from selling in Amesbury, and I would gladly work for more. I will not allow my daughter to pay for her own dowry. Besides, you can let us establish roots in the clergy to supplement our foot in the door of nobility. I am a woman. The church is held in the hands of men. The woman's father turned away from her. We've had this conversation already. I have work to do. Please remember to pick up the chiffon from Languini's, and make sure you pick up some lasagna too. The woman sighed quietly. Hey, how do you sigh quietly? Wait, like that? Okay, anyway. Another day, the same argument. Oh, there's the music. Alright. A silver... actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the volume down for... Oh, preferences. Okay. I'm going to put the music volume down a little bit. Just so we can hear it, but anyway. A silver bell rang through the shop as I pushed the door open. The young woman at the counter looked up and grinned. Riven says... I forgot how he says his name. Kieran. Alright, I'm gonna call him Sea Dog. That's probably way better. Yo, Sea Dog, welcome. Here to pick up your father's order? Hello, Riven. Oh, wait, it's a woman? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, right. Of course it's a woman, because I read the thing. Oh, jeez, I'm not even paying attention. Okay. Sea Girl. Her name is Sea Girl, alright? I should... Alright, anyway, she was already in the storage room, and then... back by the time I was at the table, I set my bag down and sat on the plush couch. There was no other customers in the shop during dinner hour. I slid a few coins across the table for a bundle of fabric, and Riven brought her needle and cloth to sit across from me. You don't look so good, Sea Dog. Just the usual. Thugs in the street trying to beat me up, and I have to shoot them with my AK. Anyway, I have never known any woman I have never known any woman to go to the church when she is able-bodied, suitable for marriage, and has healthy parents. I have. She was especially devoted to her Lord. Then it was because she wanted to follow the faith. My parents raised me with children as the most noble goal. Wait, let me read that again. My parents raised me with children as the most noble goal, but my father seems to believe there is true social benefit for a woman in the church. I thought it was merely his pride covering a need for money, but my sister's marriage did give him ambition to spread our family roots. Dowries are expensive. It can make sense that he can't support another one right after your sister. Her fingers evaded the pointed needle where... I would never have guessed this was going to be like... This is an interesting story because... By the way, this is like really nice artwork. I don't know. I really like the detail on the characters and stuff. And on like their clothes and stuff. It looks really nice. It's like very soft on colors. I actually really like that. And the backgrounds are pretty cool too. Her fingers evaded the pointed needle where I thought they would certainly prick her. I cringed at the thought of blood staining the cloth. Hey, put that needle down, I yelled. I know you are uncomfortable with the thought of wasting away as a nun, but it would be for the best if you dropped the subject for at least a year. If your father continues business, he must have funds set aside for you by then. Given enough time, everyone opens at least one ear to reason. I only hope his pride does not have me shipped off by then. The silver bell rang. I turned to see a young, homeless-looking man tugging a small cart through the door. His cloak was brown and tatty, but as soon as he was inside, he unclipped it and folded it up into a neat square. Underneath, he wore clean and fine working clothes, transforming his image in a single swift movement. The man stopped just inside the door, next to us, and brushed off his clothes. New shipments, Riv. Not on the carpet, Fjord. Fine. He threw back the cloth covering the cart, making sure the dirty cover hit the wooden floor and not the plush rug. Inside were tightly bundled rolls of fabric and a few wooden boxes. He clearly meant to load them onto the table in front of us, so I reached over to help him do it. But he grabbed my wrist to stop me, not hard, but firmly enough to bruise. Careful, young lady, not even the customers get to touch the goods until they're done. Why do you sound like an old man? He let go of me, but kept his hands ready to I can't read today. He let go of me, but kept his hand ready to intercept should I reach down again. With his other hand, he began tossing bundles onto the table. I pulled my hand away. By the way, this has really good writing. I'm kind of surprised that, I'm actually reading a visual novel with good English. Not to throw other visual novel makers under the bus for not knowing English. It's just it takes me aback. So it's I have to actually read this properly. Anyway, my apologies. I meant to help you out. Hey, she's my friend. No manhandling here. Riven then slapped this pervert. And then he cried and died instantly at the end. But she swept the bundles away from me to begin sorting them, and I sensed that this was not my realm. Sorry about that. No worries, Fjord. This is Sea Dog, the daughter of Antiques, man down south. Man down 6th? And daughter of the Antiques man down 6th. Oh, okay. Krine, Ford brings in the new fabrics and materials. His father is a supplier for us. Fjord, she'd mentioned the man before, one of her only male friends. She's kind of a loser. He had come across as a serious young man, often mistaken for an adult. Now that I saw him, I could understand exactly why. He was very handsome. His receding hairline and serious expression made him seem older, but I was totally into him and wanted to see him butt naked. But at the same time, I also felt that he could be up to no good. If I had chickens, I would have hidden them right about now. Wait, what? If I had chickens, I would have hidden them right about now. What? That's... Okay. That's funny. That's a funny line of dialogue. Honored. An antique shop, hey? Are you ordering for your father? No, picking something up. My sister is looking to recycle her wedding cloak into a day gown. I gestured to the single cream bundle that lay in the front of me. Chiffon. Horrible taste, but to her preference. What's wrong with chiffon? It looks nice in an evening gown. She wants to sew it by hand. Do it wrong and it begins to look like tulle? This game is beyond my understanding. I feel like I'm dumb. I'm too dumb to play this game. We offered to do it for her. The seams come apart fast if the tailor isn't experienced. Riven was wistful but resigned. My attempt at small talk seemed to be a failure, and I wondered if I had offended Fjord. Fjord started to cry like a big man baby. Ah, well, I probably wouldn't see him ever again anyway. I probably wouldn't see him ever again. Why not continue blundering around awkwardly? Do you have an interest in clothing? Yes, I like to dress up as a woman and touch my butt and make cow noises. I don't know. Did I just call women cows? Oh god, I'm so sorry. I gestured to his nicer than usual work outfit and he shook his head. Not especially. It's just the trade, and useful to change up my appearance. I remembered his tatty brown cloak from when he'd walked in. Didn't you like active outfits? You really ordered a nice set long time ago. Ah, yeah, I only need one for hiking, though. Hiking? I leaned forward interestedly. Interestedly? Is that the right grammar? I don't even know. Is that even a word? Oh, God. The hills to the south. The hills to the south of the city were considered a necessary evil to pass through to get to the heart. I had never had a cause to hike up them. But I enjoyed the way the hills looked lush and green in the spring, yellow and red in the autumn. I would have scaled them if I could. Do you go up for work or for recreation? Recreation, it's safe as long as I have a good knife, Kenya spray, and reasonable camping supplies. What? What are you talking about? Kenya spray was a expensive luxury for people like us. Fjord invested more into his hobby than his face let on. Hiking sounds nice, you piece of shit. When I was a child, I wanted to scale the highest hill before I turned 18, but my birthday passed 3 months ago. Wow, poor story, you dumb broad. It's not a very easy climb, so, go away. And then he just walks out, and then he never talks to them, and the game just ends. That'd be funny. No, it wouldn't. Whatever you've heard about the hills is probably true, or said for a good reason. Sea Dog spends her time running around the city picking up goods for her father. She's pretty good in shape. Not like you, eh? Of course not. I spent all my time sitting here. Fjord took me hiking once, but I collapsed halfway up the mountain. More like at the foot of the mountain. By this point, Fjord and Riven decided to act like they were a gang or something. Together had finished unloading and sorting the cart's contents, but Fjord stayed, standing awkwardly. I understood his unwillingness to go back to work. This is going to come out of a left field, but I'm very curious to how your adult-like appearance affects, well... Are you married? No? Oh, they said it at the same time. I have no interest in romance. I'm leaving in a year anyway. What's the point of dragging around the thought of a special person when you're so far away from her? That's right. Long-distance relationships don't work, alright, people? That's the lesson of the game. So, just turn the video off right now and live with that fact. Anyway, perhaps none worth the trouble, but you would not be alone in leaving a lover behind for the war. When he hit the entry age for standing army, he would be gone at least 2 years, like all our men. Our nation's conflict was more... Oh, there's a war going on, too. Our nation's conflict was more like struggles for fertile lands than wars. But regardless, they took young men away for years. Moot point. Very true. That's a shrewd choice, really, avoiding romance. Without illicit love or affairs, life seems so much calmer. But you want marriage. So you want to skip the courtship process and get straight to bed? No, you big pervert buckaroo! I don't know. My parents married without romance, but they came close after having children. Or they became close after having children. I know it doesn't happen in every marriage, but the impression that they left on me is the only guidance I have for myself. Besides, the only courtship I've experienced ended bitterly. Not every marriage will turn out well, and not every courtship is disrespected and trashy. Yes, I think it's hard to think of... Yes, it's just hard to think of courting more after that, I think. Eh? I don't understand what this game is about. Anyway, I glanced up, the silver bell rang again, indicating a new customer. As a man opened the door, the sounds of rejuvenated street outside wafted in, as did the bright sunlight. Dinner time was over, and the people were back on the move for the afternoon routines. I hastily gathered up my chiffon and stood up. Somehow we had a conversation that wasn't entirely meaningless. I appreciate that. But we sure did confuse the heck out of the reader, didn't we? Oh yeah, it was nice to meet you, Sea Dog. Will you be at the market tomorrow? Saturday was the only day when the town square opened to merchants without permits. While the unregulated nature of goods made people wary shoppers, it was also a place to find great deals from traveling merchants. My father sent me there every week now that Elysia was married. Elysia must be her sister. Sea Dog says, "Of course, dog," and then slaps him in the face. So will I. The fabrics that can only be found from afar. Or there are fabrics that can be found from only... Let me get some water. Let me drink some water. Live water drinking, aren't you honored? So I will. There are fabrics that can only be found from afar. Riven, you want to meet up too? Sure, let's go to Avant-Garde. I want to eat watercress again. Ugh, the salads. What was that? Nothing. For dinner, then. Yes, I'll see you tomorrow. She waved at us. The customer who had entered earlier was standing behind us impatiently. Fjord took his cart on the way out. As soon as we were out the door, Fjord took his brown cloak and put it on. Then he rumpled his hair and hunched over. See you tomorrow. I waved. He headed off towards the hills we had spoken of. Now that I saw him move in the crowd, I realized how effective his disguise was. A small bubble of space formed around his homeless appearance as people rocked around him. It took a certain amount of pride to dress like that. Excuse me. Whew! A certain amount of pride. It took a certain amount of pride to dress like that just to move around, though it did shield his finer clothing as well. I filled the thought away and turned north side to return home. For now... Dude, she's gonna totally make out with that guy. Saturday was a high for the town square area, but it also meant that the streets around it were chaotic, rough, and one way in the morning. It was always easier to move through a crowd following somebody else. I caught the trail of a man weaving through the crowd just ahead of me. As I walked towards the south, I gazed at the lush green hills that rose around the city, like a crescent and wondered what it would be like to climb up there. Well, why don't you go do it, you big lazy bum? In any case, free markets attracted people like me from the northern city, enough that merchants who passed through would stay days waiting up to set up... Wait, what? I can't read! Enough that merchants who passed through the world stayed days waiting to set up on Saturday. There were a few cafes around the town square, not many, for the working class preferred to dine at home. Filthy peasants! But Avant-Garde was renowned for its fine pork and chicken coupled with spices found nowhere else. As I approached Avant-Garde, my stomach growled, and then I stabbed myself with the knife and... Wait, why did I do that? I don't know where I was going with that, so I just made something up, and then I realized it was kind of grim, and then I just gave up. Now I'm talking about it, and now I'm going to go back to reading the visual novel. I saw a tall woman. No, wait, I didn't see a tall woman. Fjord is a woman. Plot twist. As I approached Avant-Garde, I saw a tall young man with Fjord's hair standing by the door. I waved, but he did not see me until I got closer. I got close. Hello. Hi, have you seen Riven? By the way, who are you again? No, but there's no one... No, there's no way I can see anyone in this crowd. She's not one for tardiness. You want me to order first, then? Sounds good. Let me get long red chili chicken. I handed him 3 coins and Fjord vanished into the shop. I waited an hour, but then he never came back. It turns out he stole my money. What a piece of shit. The outdoor tables were very empty at this time of day. I picked a seat near a sun umbrella to wait. Fjord was back almost immediately, sitting down half in the shade and half in the glowing white sun. As soon as he pulled up his chair, he brought out a deck of cards. Don't tell me you're going to ask a lady to gamble before the sun sets. Actually, I want to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Wait, not at all. Poker? He already dealt the cards. You said, I summon the Blue Eyes White Dragon! No bets, just plain. If word of this gets to my father, let it be known that I only had minimal choice in the matter. What, you like the Dark Magician? But I picked up my hand. I got 2 pot of greeds, 2 solemn warnings, and Exodia the Forbidden One. Not too bad. I don't know where I was going with that joke. I traded in the ace and received another 7. Full house. Fjord had 2 pairs. He seemed to be thinking as he collected our hands and shuffled. Want to play with 6 cards each? It's more fun with only 2 people. Sure. Fjord dealt 6 and I picked up my hand. Hey, what do you think of William? Ribbon's suitor. Fjord sounded completely serious, but should I talk about my best friend's relationships with a near stranger even if I had been given no reason to doubt him? I have a choice to make! Change the subject to his hiking experiences. I would prefer not to talk about my friend's boyfriend behind her back like you're such a frickin' perv. Oh my god, you're causing drama. Even if it is a well-meaning friend. Instead, could you tell me about your hiking experiences? Fjord seemed somewhat disappointed, but resigned. I suppose so, probably the better choice, honestly. What would you like to hear? Tell me a story about something interesting that happened while you were hiking. He collected his hands, shuffled, and dealt again, more slowly than before. Well, I did fall off that cliff once, and I didn't survive, and now I'm an actual zombie. I'm sure you've been warned of bandits in the southern hills. They make good stories to scare children away, though most people never run into them. One day, my father and I stayed out late. We traveled somewhat off the road to see the untouched greenery. The sun was setting, and it was our only light. My father wanted to get back to the main trail so the city lights would be visible. We were hurrying, and we made enough noise to cover up a trio of bandits moving in the trees until we heard their voices. Fortunately for me, my father knew how to make enough noise to pretend to be at least 4 dozen different men, and he started doing it as soon as he realized there were people there. It was good that it was almost dark. He looked pretty silly dancing around. It was only 10 at the time, or I was only 10 at the time, but even then I sensed that something was wrong, and I tried to intimidate his stomping. In the end, the bandits made a huge circle around us, even going off the off-road path to pass through the trees. They thought we were more trouble than we were worth. What were they saying? Am I still recording? I am. They were talking about the day's loot, coins, and a chest of spices, alcohol, caviar. We wouldn't have known that they were bandits without their rough voices and their conversation. Later on, I figured out that they were heading back to their camp, and I wondered why they hadn't thought of us suspicious coming from the same direction. That's kind of amazing. It is. I learned from my father how important it is to give us pride and do things that might seem silly to stay safe. Although I can make enough noise for 2 men in the woods. After that, I'd think about going up to the mountains. It was really fun, and the view up there is better than anything else in the city. Fjord's story reaffirmed my desire to climb hills, whether he intended it to or not. We played another few hands in comfortable silence until Riven arrived. You kept us waiting. What the hell were you doing? Fjord looked up. Riven's hair was rustled and she was slightly out of breath as she slid into her seat. We got a surprise today. A merchant who wanted to get rid of some fabrics but missed the square opening. Haggling took longer than I thought it would. Sorry. Did you at least get something good? Yes, a lot of rayon. That's good. We ordered for you already. Fjord dealt her 6 cards. Riven looked down at them, then up. Gambling? Just playing. You have to bet something to make it fun. At least bet food. Neither of us want your food. Nor is it present. Then when it arrives, for every hand I win, you 2 have to eat a spoonful of watercress each. Oh, gracious God, help me! Fjord, I hope you know how to cheat while dealing for both of our sakes. I know how, but I'm not good at it. Well, it's time for you to hone your skills. I picked up my hand. Right then, the cafe master burst out the front door, balancing 3 large dishes on a tray. He spotted us and headed over. There were 2 long red chili chicken plates and 1 red plate of fresh limp watercress, which, to the cafe's credit, was not waterlogged or crusty. Thank you very much. The man left, and I looked to Fjord. You ordered 2 spicy chicken dishes? It sounded the most delicious on the menu. I appreciate your taste in food. We should date and get married and live for happily ever after. I can't. Wow. Today is not the day for me to read a visual novel, but you know what? I'm going through it anyway. Oh, jeez. And this also doesn't help that my nose is full of... bleh. Anyway. In return for Riven's bet, for every hand you or I win, Riven has to eat a block of spiced chicken. Why am I the only pivot point in punishment here? Because if I were allowed to take Fjord's chicken too, I would count that as a reward. Actually, let us do that. Every time Fjord or I wins a hand, we take one of each other's chicken and you have to eat a piece. Somehow the stakes got really high really fast. Sounds good to me, let's play already. Wait, let me eat right now, I'm hungry. Without waiting for his response, I snapped up some chicken and ate it. The long red spices were a luxury even without the meat. Though Riven hated the heat, it was my go-to luxury food. We ate in peace for about 20 seconds before Fjord dealt us our hands. I pursed my lips with a mouthful of chicken and held up a finger. He continued away. Thanks much, you piece of poop. Okay. Mm-hmm. What the heck? This is some real anime shit right here. Hell yes! We should do this again. Because you won a lot. Wait, her saying hell yes sounds like really out of place given all the dialogue beforehand. Because you won a lot. Of course. Which meant you also lost a lot of food. Which also meant you also lost a lot of your food to people who didn't want to eat it. He took a swig from his mug of ale. When it hit the table, it made a hollow, empty sound. We should head off to the market soon. Are you guys done with your ale? No, though I don't want to drink anymore. Same here. Then take one more drink, and I'll bring a tray back to the cafe. We did so, and Fjord vanished into the cafe. He was back quickly. Then let's go. As we walked into the town square, it was clear that the trinket stalls were sold out already, but the food and fabric stalls were alive and well. Also, there were four funny men playing Linkin Park in the middle of this square, so it was very awkward. Fjord decided to I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing or saying. I'm trying to be funny. It's not working. Anyway, it must be difficult to set up a cooking stall in the middle of a market, but from the looks of their business, it was well worth the investment. Hey, look! Bulk silk packages! Be careful of mislabeling. Hey, let me see. How much is it anyway? $10,000? Hey. Fjord appeared behind me and I leaped. Don't scare me. What do you want, you frickin' creep? You just didn't notice me. You expressed interest in hiking, didn't you? He fell into the step next to me and we walked towards where Riven was. I don't know what you'd be able to I don't know if you'd be able to handle a full day hike or get away with it, but I know a good place for a night walk that has a fantastic view of the stars and it's barely out of the city. A chill ran down my back. Do you offer this to every woman you meet, you piece of... Why are you so aggressive? Wait, what? No, there aren't many people I'd like to hike with. How can you say that so casually? Has it occurred to you that you're inviting a girl you met yesterday to sneak out to a secluded area at night? Even if I did ask about your hiking experiences, this invitation is too abrupt and very sketchy. Fjord was silent for a few missteps. No, I'm not inclined to think of romance or sketchy situations. I didn't think of it. I'm sorry. Even then it should be common social sense, you peasant. Well, you know now. Face my wrath! And then she takes out a freaking sword and stabs him in the chest. And then it's game over. Anyway, I kept up my brisk pace so that he had to work a little. I could see him struggling to decide whether he wanted to jog or walk. Why are you so invested in hiking anyway? You put your luxuries away to buy Canaan spray, which is at least 3 months of income for a bottle, and hell to obtain in this city. And you go out both day and night sneaking out. It's as if you're fixated on it, running away from the city, running away from your problems here. Don't talk like you know me enough to make that conclusion. Fjord's response was immediate and angry. I certainly don't. In that case, please don't invite me to a night excursion, and we'll count it case closed. Hey! I brought a necklace! Wait, what the hell? Are you two fighting in the middle of this friggin' market? What the hell is wrong with you guys? You guys okay? Yes, I am a minor disagreement. Yo, Cedar, calm down! We spoke at the same time, then avoided each other's eyes. Our trip ended soon after. Fjord headed back to his house, and Riven and I walked towards home. The crowds in the streets had mellowed out back to a comfortable two-way stream, but I still walked a little faster than was normal. Hey, so what actually happened? Fjord seems very invested in hiking, and I asked him if that was because he was running away from his problems in the city. Truth be told, my word choice was likely unduly harsh, but it came after he asked me if he'd like to sneak out at night with him. I was defensive. Inappropriate words from a fair man. With Fjord, it's because he doesn't think of addressing women differently from men. If that invitation was for a man, it would have just been friendly. I don't know how you can believe me, but I hope you can forgive him sometime. Make sure you go out on a date and marry him sometime. That'll make it up for him. Regardless, it will be strained between us. Regardless, it will still be strained between us if we ever see each other again. But I was also at fault. I'll bring it up if I ever run into him again. It'll make a really awkward social situation. We reached her father's shop. Of course, I'll speak to him about it. She turned to go inside and waved as she left. I continued on towards my house. A good day at the market meant a lot of time and coins spent, and my father was likely to send me off on errands as soon as I arrived. I thought of Fjord and my words on the way back. Father, I'd like to talk to you one more time about my future. My father looked up from the stack of papers that sat in front of him. Is there anything that hasn't been said yet? I would like to know if you already made plans with the church or shrine for my arrival. I have not. Fantastic. I would like to convince you that if it's because of your dowry funds, we could wait 5 years for me to marry. In the interim, we would have a chance to gather assets. My father hesitated. His lips were tight, but unlike in many of our prior arguments, his jaw was not set. It's very difficult to marry off a woman of 24 years of age. Hey, we're like almost the same age. Hey, I'll marry her. Sea Dog, you want to marry me? I mean, I'll press Control Alt Delete and I'll just warp into the game, and then I will be a main character, and you can marry me. I believe in your negotiation skills. I absolutely think we can do it. If you would like, I can work hard to make connections with other women and men. Krine, you make it sound very natural. In reality, the terms of marriage are adornous and difficult, for the groom's father may demand whatever he wants. He may want you to strip naked and dance like a monkey, you ignorant girl. I tried to imagine being a mother to more daughters than sons. It was difficult. I know. I will wait as long as you need if you intend to marry me off, and cooperate however I can. I am afraid that will be too long to be reasonable for both you and your potential suitors. Then, if there's something I can do to increase business at our store, I will consider it. Now leave before I eat your soul. My father realized he was slumping. He never slumped and sat up. Truly, what do you hate about the clergy? It is a safe place for women and a comfortable life, says Fjord. So this is not moving up or connections? When I attend Mass, I watch church mothers. Many seem ambivalent, many seem tired and reluctant. Only one looks happy, and she is the church mother who left against her family's will because she truly loved the faith. Ugh. Why did it say Fjord? Didn't it mean to say father? Anyway, that was kind of weird. I will consider it, but I really do think that setting roots in the church will have benefits to us. At the very least, it will be an easy life for you. I must go through these bills now. He waved at me, and I turned to leave the room. Thank you for listening. What the? How do I go back? I didn't mean to... Shit. How do I save my game? Oh, there we go. Return. 2 mornings later, I left the house on a particularly long trip across the city, a whole day excursion. You can do lower than that. We've been doing business with you for years, and have a heart and cut it down to 1,400. The mission was an antique instrument from a pawn shop. Thank you. Have a nice day. Have a fantastic day. And a successful mission it was. I carefully set the chestnut wood against my generic grocery bags. I can't speak today. Okay, let's get some more water. You know, I kind of had a long day today, so it's probably why I'm a little off today. But recording this visual novel has been a lot of fun, actually. I actually kind of enjoy this game. It's pretty interesting. I feel like it's very, very dialogue heavy, and there was only one choice so far, but apparently the game's only like an hour long, so I'm sure we're kind of getting toward the end. Also, considering that I'm reading, it might be longer, so we'll see. How are we doing on time, actually? Let's see. Oh, we're 34 minutes in. Okay. Anyway, a successful mission it was. I carefully set the chestnut wood case in my generic grocery bags, couched in greens. The lute was a beautiful thing, with curves unlike any I had ever seen in a trooper's instrument. Strangely, it was built to be played sitting down. The walk was 2 hours back, and I thanked the stars that the loot was not too heavy to carry. My trek took me only through the better parts of the city, but it was an odd sight to see a few ragged or displaced people by the side of the road. Then I looked up, and Godzilla was firing his atomic breath on the city, and I continued to walk down the road. That was why I didn't think twice about a man in a brown cloak trudging along the side of a road until I realized that I had seen him before. Fjord! He must have recognized my voice, for he hesitated in his next step and took 2 more before he looked behind him warily. I hurried to catch up with him, and he sighed and unclipped his cloak, shaking it out before folding and tucking it into his pocket. What? Wait, I didn't mean to skip that. Shit. How do I go back? Is there a way to go back? Can I use arrow keys or... Oh, god damn it. Okay, I didn't mean to... Hold on. Wait, no! Oh, shit, okay. Let's right-click, and then... How do I load? Load game. Load this one. Yes, okay. Alright. Right, she's talking. So she notices Fjord. Fjord! Okay. Watch, you silly wanker. I don't know if you'd be willing to accept my apology, but for what it's worth, I'm sorry for using such harsh words against you the last time we met. I was watching too much Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones is pretty good. Alright, I forgive you. He seemed surprised but somewhat mollified, and we walked in silence for minutes. I noticed that his pace was not as brisk as it had been. I hope you're not sorry for calling me out on an inappropriate invitation. Oh, I'm definitely not. I'll stand by that one, though I didn't have to attack you personally. Yes. Sometimes I need others to tell me when I'm overstepping social boundaries because I'm bad with them. Another silence. The road was getting wider, but that meant more carriages. That's why I gave up on trying to climb the social ladder. Well, that's an uphill battle for a man to begin with. It was a pipe dream, to say the least. The silence between us was less awkward then, and we walked peacefully for another few minutes. I wasn't used to a man being this quiet, and I enjoyed it. Men are such wimps, aren't they? Fjord. What brings you to this outside? Yo, what brings you to the south side, sea dog? I patted the bag at my side. Running errands for my father, from a supplier. Karina, are you a drug dealer? Walking down here alone? That doesn't seem very safe. Hey, yo, dog, I know how to handle myself, so get off me. I've lived here all my life. I grew up in the streets. I'm sure my father made certain this area was safe enough for me to go. He killed a lot of people, though. Yeah, even a woman who... Oh! Yeah, I can't do it, guys. Yeah, even a woman who goes to a market... even women who go to market for... What? Even that the grammar here needs some work. Yet even women who go to the market for groceries are wary of theft. Whatever's in that bag must be worth hells more. Yes, but I've been doing this for a very long time, so I don't think about it much anymore. I just carry around a gun and shoot at whoever's in my way. It's important that you stay safe, but with that machete, I guess, or, well, AK-47 that you have equipped on you, I guess that's fine. I'll walk you halfway, though, if you'd like. Procrastinating on your work? I immediately regretted the last joke, for it seemed to remind of our last encounter, but Fjord only laughed. Everyone does it! Ha 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 ha! Yay! Procrastination! Escorting a pretty lady across town is certainly one of the better reasons. I've had better. 4 of a man's chickens ran in our front door once. I spent 10 minutes trying to catch them and had a bandaged arm for weeks. Unbelievable. Hey, let's make out now. Wait, what? Oh, the difference between a city boy and a country one, huh? As we walked, the area around us changed from a residential one to a main street. I was grateful for that. There was more ordinary people outside here, and it would only be a few minutes walk to the down square. Hey, you want to stop by a cafe and grab something sweet? How long have we been walking? 30 minutes at least. It's fine, but I don't have much money on me. I'll pay then. What kind of cake do you like? I don't eat much cake, so anything that isn't too sweet is fine. We sat down at an outdoor cafe that nearly blended into the street, and Fjord brought over a white cream cake dusted with brown powder. What is that? I told you to order me cake, you fucking idiot! I didn't know. Banana cream cake with cocoa. It came really fast. Don't make them on order. We'd be waiting here for another hour. He handed me a fork, and I dove it through the cake on its side, dividing the pastry in two. I pushed the larger half towards him. He didn't protest. Hey, tell me if this is inappropriate to ask. I think we're okay now, but in any case, was I at least partially correct? About what? You running away from the city. Kind of. He savored a forkful of cake, making a euphoric expression. He didn't continue, so I ate some myself. The cake melted in my mouth, not too sweet and not too fluffy. It was fantastic! You have superb taste in food. Thank you. I shall spare your life now. My family's kind of messed up. How so? My dad introduced me to hiking to get away from my mom. I see. They drive each other insane. My father has a mistress and my mother has another lover. We're not even sure if my little sister is from my dad. Oh, well, shit, says Sea-Dog. Says Sierra is, I don't know how to say her fucking name, I'm an idiot. Sea-Dog is probably just sitting there like, what the heck did I get myself into? Are you sure you're not comfortable, or are you sure you're comfortable telling me this? Wouldn't have said if I wasn't, unless you're uncomfortable with it. If you're okay with saying it, then I will gladly listen. That's pretty much it. So yes, you were partially right. But I also like hiking for the view and the exercise. So I imagine I'd like to go up there one day for that. I don't think you would appreciate my invitation from before, but I would enjoy hiking with you one day. We should go with Riven. We'll find a way to get out. In the daytime, of course. You need to know how to hike safely and wear better clothes than what you have on now. I don't want to be responsible for anyone getting hurt unless it's in self-defense. I don't know what about Riven, but I'll absolutely try to do that if it means I can go hiking someday. Well, we'd better go soon. Today? No, in the next few months. I'm leaving for the army in less than a year. You don't want to go, do you? I don't really care either way. The only thing in the city I think I'm leaving behind is for 2 years in Riven. And maybe you too, you're pretty cool. The cake was diminishing, and I was slowly getting tired of the sweet taste in my mouth. I ate more slowly from then on. What about your family? Is it dysfunctional? Not really. My parents are good parents, but we have some major disagreements. My future is one. Also, that Zelda is better than Mario. That's completely false. Want to talk about it? About Zelda? Yeah, no. My mother raised me to desire a family, but my father seems to want me to become a nun. What? Why? We spent a lot on my older sister's marriage to a low noble. He can't marry me off to someone respectable with what's left. Well, on the bright side, he isn't willing to marry you off to scum, for certain. It's just that I really do not want to become a church mother. I believe in the faith, but it would go against my selfish dream to have children in this world. Marriage isn't something you need to rush into right now. Why not build your dowry for a few years and enjoy the time you can with men freely? Most husbands wouldn't allow their wives to cross the city with another man. I was just thinking of that on today's walk. I said to my father that I'd be willing to wait as many years to marry so we can collect funds and assets, but I'm starting to want it for myself. Then it works out, doesn't it? As long as you can convince him to not ship off to a church. Yes, basically, but it's left me confused as to what I've been wanting for the last few years, the dream I've lived for. I put my fork down. And then I don't know, I'm just going to continue reading. I don't know. I ran out of jokes, guys. This is now a super serial playthrough. Drinking more water. I put my fork down. Half my cake was gone now. But though Fjord had gotten a bigger piece, he had finished it long before me. Want to continue on? Truth be told, I'd rather rest here for a few moments longer, but if you must be on your way... I came out here to procrastinate, Sea-Dog. Fantastic! That was legitimately funny. I don't know. Marrying off children has really worn down my father, and he never really has the free time outside his work and his family. Perhaps I should cherish my freedom while I can. I would highly recommend that. So I imagine. Let's make out. Okay. Should we head off? Sure. What would you say to a day hike between breakfast and supper on a weekday? A day hike? I wouldn't be opposed to that. Great, I was actually coming back from a morning walk over the hills today. Before supper, you could leave in the morning and be back before your second meal. On one condition, Riven comes too. It'll be more lively and I'll feel safer. We can proceed at the pace of a snail and stop often, but it sounds like fun. We stopped in front of my house and Fjord hesitated, turning back. I probably shouldn't be here when you open the door. So you do have some knowledge of social rules. Well, it's because Riven's father chewed me out for this once. Never mind. Yes, you should turn back, just in case. Thank you for walking me all the way home. Hey, it was partially selfish, but I had fun. See you around. I watched him go until the crowd blended in around him. He glanced back once and his lips were tight. His eyebrows furrowed. I guessed that he would get into trouble for his diversions when he got back. A strange boy, but a pleasant one. I headed inside. Oh, Krine, let me see the loot. Ah, father, I negotiated it down to 1,400. I hope you didn't agitate the poor man. He's not a one-time seller. I didn't. He sent me off amicably. Really? Then thank you. You did a good job, Sea Dog. Keep half the remaining coins. Thank you, father. Then Krina decided, it's time to go to the strip club! Wait, what? Hello, Riven. We came across some beautiful gold and red spool... Riven? What? Hello? One moment. Riven, goodness, what happened to your voice? I'd like to say it's because I'm ill. The only thing that looks ill about you right now is your red eyes. Has someone hurt you? Not intentionally. I locked the front door before pulling the sofa up to the table. Riven didn't protest. Tell me what's happened. I pulled out my sword, ready for bloodshed. No, it's stupid. It's not stupid. If someone hurts you, we are going to deal with it. It's okay if you don't want to talk, but your sadness is never stupid. This is some dramatic music. I've never seen a really nice. Whoa, take a deep breath first. Be careful. What the shit? I'm gonna turn the music down. The music got really loud all of a sudden. Riven obediently breathed her deeply from her noise. No, deeply from her noise. Riven obediently breathed deeply from her nose. Alright, continue. I've asked William to become monogamous, and he's respectful if he wanted to court me. He's been doing that perfectly for a year now, and he's never asked too much of me. He's polite and funny and can control his anger, never hits a woman around or screams like my brother did to you. Ugh. But I despise that. I start to lose the initial attraction I had to him. Why? There's no reason for me to. He's been the perfect picture partner for me, and sometimes we argue, but we are still respectful and made up well. When you last saw him, did you leave on a bad note? No, that's the weird part. Now when I think of him, I don't want to go meet him. I'd rather go to the market. Go to the market! It's like my mind has been left my attraction to him behind. How long has this been happening for? This is the 5th day. Krine dog, I don't know what to think anymore. Oh shit, I gotta make a cool choice here. It's normal, sometimes you need time off. Break up with that motherfucker! Riven, this isn't okay. It's not a good sign for your future together. It happened to me, and my intuition was right months later. Your brother hit me in an argument. But before you knew that, you fought to overcome the feeling, right? How was it? Difficult, but I admit that my view was tainted by my feelings after the fact, my resentment and my relief. I think at the time it was my fight against my will. I'm not saying for you to give up on your relationship at first major hardship you run into, but when it comes to your feelings, sometimes you can't just force them to your will. Will! Get it? That was a funny joke! But I'm sorry. I thought a smile would look better on your face. But I tried for 3 months. I was convinced my attraction had left because of my bleeding period. Wait, but what? Wait, what? I was convinced my attraction had left because it was my bleeding period, then because of my past resentment when he had flirted with. Wait, what? Hold on a second. Is it saying like she? I was convinced my attraction left because she was on her period. Is that what it's saying? What the heck? That's so okay. Sure. Then because of my past resentment when he had flirted with women. But so it sounds like all the men in this world are really shitty. Then because I wasn't stable enough for a relationship, that was the closest to the truth I'd gotten. The scary thing is, I tried. I really did. But I also think that my fear from the failure pressured me into dread upon seeing his face. So I'm supposed to believe I'm too unstable to handle this? Don't be ashamed. We are still young. You're 16, Riven. We have 4 times our lives to live out. Well, if we're careful. I'll help you tell this to William if you want. So you're saying break up with William? Yes. Do what I say. I am a perfect human being. Riven broke into sobs and stumbled around the table and fell into my arms. Dude, I want to hook up Riven and Sea-Dog over here. I want them to be the best lesbian couple ever. The sight made my heart despondent. You don't have to decide now. It might be better for you to wait another week to see if it really isn't from your... Why? Why is it... From your... Why don't you just say... Wait, maybe... I don't know. I don't want to disrespect the developer. But just say period, or like a menstrual cycle. I don't know. Like bleeding period sounds really... I'm sorry I'm so awkward around this stuff. It's just like, it just sounds kind of weird. Like, in the context of the story. I just can't help but laugh because I'm just so immature. I'm an immature person. All right. But I'll stand by you if you choose to tell him. No matter what, you won't be alone. Riven. Hey, are you holding up okay? As best as I can be. Save your sympathy for Riven. I know, but I thought that recently, that this has been taking its toll on you as well. Well, Riven will have news for you today. Good or bad news? I don't know, but I'm leaning one way on it. You heard it from her? No, my father. The silver bell rang characteristically as I opened the door. It seemed duller to me of late, for Riven, the storekeeper, smiled less now. It's been almost 5 months since Riven left William, but when I walk into this room, I still have to brace myself. Hello, Riven, we're here. Riven. You look better today. Has anything happened? Depending on how you look at it, I guess. What the hell is this music? Hold on. Isn't this fucking copyrighted music? Okay, I don't know. Anyway. Well, if I get a copyright strike, I'm not going to be happy. Anyway. Depending on how you look at it, I guess. Fjord sat on the couch and I followed. Tell me, what happened? My father, he arranged for my marriage with Fjord. What? My hair hit me in the face as I whipped around and to look at Fjord. He only nodded. What am I supposed to say? I don't know, but would you like to have a great threesome? Wait, what? Right now, this is bad. Can Riven handle a marriage right now? And Fjord, aren't you leaving for the military in 6 months? Yes. My father is thinking of having the wedding before I leave for Riven's safety. And our obligation to our family, of course. That's too early. Yes. Well, Fjord will always treat you with respect and let you choose your boundaries. In terms of marriage at this bad time, your father could have chosen worse. And Fjord will always be monogamous if you ask it of him. I didn't have to look Fjord to know he'd agree. As I expected out of the corner of my eye, he nodded. Of course I will. It's just not a good time. I'm trying to stall the wedding so Riven can have more time to reject it if she chooses it to. And, well, if I don't come back, she won't be left a widow. This seemed to stir Riven to anger. You'd better come back, married or not. We'll be waiting for you. Yeah, I know. I want to stay alive. But right now, we're talking for you. We're talking for you. You have to you have the final say in this engagement. I know. I think my father is doing this to try to keep me busy, to stop me from thinking about Will. If you do object vehemently to that, he probably will stop for now. If you want to think it through, it'd be better to fight for the delay. I don't know, maybe it will be better for me to get married. But I don't know. If I could be dyeing fabric for a living, I'd like embroiderment. I don't know how to say that. Embroiderment a lot more. I don't know how to say words. I'll have you look at my family's. My family just. I'll have you know, my family distributes fabrics, not just colors them. Heh. Remember when you tried dyeing for the first time and you got your ponytail in the barrel? Yes. Looking back, I was so scared of cutting it off, but all is much better than having green hair after all. That was the first time she told me about Fjord. I guess their fathers found that more amusing than offensive, or was this some form of taking responsibility? Then for a while, even your fingers were green because you panicked in getting your hair out. I couldn't show myself in front of clients for weeks. Thank you, Fjord. You always cover for me when you can. Anytime, just don't become like my mother if you marry me. That's all I ask. You know I value monogamy myself, Fjord. I do. In that sense, we're a surprisingly good match. Just be happy, Riven. Krina would like that too. That's why we keep coming back. No, we'll keep coming even after you're the happiest woman alive, Riven. I'm really thankful you guys are in my life. Thank you, really. Of course, yes. And you know, if we do end up marrying, I'll make sure to get you lots of materials for embroidery, so you can still do what you love, even if it costs a noble's fee. Wow. They started bickering about Fjord's gentlemanliness, but it was only a surface argument. Hidden underneath was the feeling of tension and relief both at once. I felt as if they spoke. But I wonder how long it will take before Riven is happy before she left William. She doesn't seem to blame me for her unhappiness right now, and she agreed with my reasons. But the final 2 weeks she spent with William struggling to bring back her affection back seemed more happy than this. Would she have had a happier marriage with William if she had tried harder and love returned? I never would have agreed myself, but almost 5 months later, she's still unrecovered. I can't help but think if I made a mistake. It's too late for her. Her path has been set. All I can do is support her through it now. I'd better do it well. Bad ending 1! Wah! Okay, let's let's load the game to that last choice, and let's see if we can make a different choice. It's normal. Sometimes you need time off. All right. Let me get some water. That's cool that this game has multiple endings. Okay, so this time we're choosing to say, hey, you should just stick with it and kind of work it out. She's just really emotional right now or something. Riven, this is definitely scary for you right now, but I want you to know that it happens sometimes. Around the 1 year mark, your hormones start to cool off a little. They might say, I want to hang out with other people right now, or where am I headed with this man? That's me. That's absolutely me right now. Right, it's okay, it's normal. Remember, your family treats you as a woman now, but your body is still half that of a child, and with that comes feelings that you may not be able to control. Just like how your heart pounded when you saw Henry for the first, or when William began courting you, you may find yourself in the absence of those irrational feelings without any of your own initiative. Hold on to what romance and friendship you've built with William over this last year. Remember those! Though your feelings were initiated by those irrational feelings, their foundation is what you've built using them. The pain, the scars, remember it! How does a house stand if the dirt under it becomes water? That's a really good line. Oh my god, that was actually really intense. I actually really like the writing. I know I'm kind of making fun of it a lot, but actually the writing is really good. It's really good. It's just I'm trying to be entertaining, so it might not seem that way, but it's actually really good writing. It's really interesting. That's a really good line. Holy shit, I can't believe that. Anyway, your attraction is more like the inspiration for construction than the dirt. If what you've already built is strong enough, you can take away some of that desire and flourish regardless. But it'll never improve without the desire. Get past this stage. The desire will come back. Remember, it's normal. Says Riven. Do you go through this too? Yes. Thank you. She trudged around the counter and slumped next to me. I put my arms around her. She began to cry softly. Then I made out with her and we had amazing lovemaking. Wait, no, I guess not. Okay. Well, that would have been awesome. Anyway. Riven, feeling better? A little. Do you think I should tell Will about this? Yes, but only when you've calmed down. If you don't talk to him, you are always going to wonder about your feelings. During this time, don't let your heart wander to other men. You might want to make their feelings go away with an easy solution, but this is something to solve in you as well. I wouldn't. That's terrible. I squeezed my arms around her and she sighed. Thanks. I'm here if you ever need help. Ever. Where would I be without you? Riven made no attempt to get up after she stopped sniffling. Her expression remained despondent, and I felt my chest hurt at the sight. Hey, what did you come for? Just to bring a gift. Nothing important. A gift? I saw some spools of red and gold silk at the market. I thought you might like them. She smiled for a moment. Can I see? I rummaged behind me, trying to feel for them without disturbing Riven, who had her head on my shoulder. Ugh. Here. They're beautiful. A little thinner than usual, but I can work with these. Thank you, Crine. What would I ever do without you? Yo, my name's Sea-Dog, and I skipped some dialogue. Oh well. I hope you feel better. I too. But can you help me figure out what to do next, especially talking to Will? Absolutely. Will you get in trouble for staying out late? This is more important. All right. Fjord, are we resting? Again? I'm so sorry. This is because you skipped ahead in the beginning, you know. Hey, we're almost there. We can afford another stop. Or we could rest at the top. Oh well. He sat on the same rock as Riven did. It was spotted orange. I didn't want to touch anything, so I just stood. Ugh. You okay, Riven? Yo, dog, I'm alright. Yeah. How you holding up as well? I walk the length of the city at least once a week. This is just walking slightly uphill, but the view is so much different. It makes it worth it. Anyways, the trail that's fit for horses. Oh, this is a trail that's fit for horses. It couldn't be very steep. We're almost at the top, but there's a short, steep stint there. Great, are we ready? We're almost there, Riv. Okay. It's beautiful. The half that doesn't face the city is so clean. It really is. Do you want something to eat? An apple, please. Fjord rummaged around his bag and pulled out a crisp red one. Heh, one side is smushed. Thanks. Oh yeah, now we're all chibi anime style. Will was understanding. For what? That we wanted to be chibi anime characters. Well, that's good. I'm glad he likes anime. The wind blew gently, and it reminded me of the lightly dramatic winds that would blow back a hero's cape and just like in my Japanese animes. It was cool against my face, and I was thankful that it was spring rather than winter. I had a period of confusion towards him, and I wasn't sure what I was doing. He wanted to see me more, but I also to let me hang out more with others. William sounds like a more amazing man by the minute. I was suspicious of him at the beginning. I wouldn't expect anything less of you. Thank you, Fjord. For watching for my safety. Yeah, no problem. Do you guys want to be back before dinner? We can spare a few more minutes here. It's nice to spend time with friends without doing anything. Hey, I always thought I would be the one saying that. There's something nice about spending time with friends with wind on my face. I think Fjord was right. I don't want to give up this freedom yet. We sat at the end of the path, and Fjord had just regained his breath. I looked down to the lit suburbs below, and Fjord had his head towards the starry sky. You say you're out of shape, but you're still faster than me. Hey, what do you call him? Who you calling fat, you dumb bitch? And then he slaps her in the face, and then he gets arrested for abusing a woman. That'd be really funny. But it's no surprise to either of us. Walks like this were the norm now. Fjord had always been more fit than me, but I invariably recovered faster than him. Heh! He just starts saying, he starts laughing like that. And then Sea-Dog's like, what the heck is wrong with you? We sat in silence at the top of the hill, night walk area, enjoy the view away from the lights. The starry tiny spots of light in the black blue skies above were truly brilliant. I wondered why that was, but I could see why Fjord liked the view so much. I mean, he had nothing else better to do with his life, so whatever. We weren't the kind of friends who bonded over conversation alone, but rather the kind that enjoyed spending time together. How did we become friends? Or perhaps the night view made me more sentimental. Or perhaps it was the thought that he would be leaving in merely 2 days. Have you ever thought that passers-by always assume a man and woman walking together courting? Yes, but I think there are siblings. You know, your complete lack of interest in romance makes you a role model to me. And just that one thing. My jacket wasn't warm enough that I wasn't moving. I scooped close to his arm. Fjord didn't mind. Huh. I think good friendship is far better than an unstable romantic relationship. I agree. Let's totally make out right now. I appreciate that about you. I enjoy spending time with you and Riven because it's not so complicated. Just hike, play games, watch the stars, watch anime, read manga. Yes, I'll miss it. I'll miss all the anime. I'll be back, you know, and I'll get some real comics like Batman from America. I know. I really like Batman. But we both knew ours wasn't a friendship that would involve long-distance contact. Talking was a supplement to spending time together, rather than the other way around. I think we'll be okay. You're one of the friends I'd work to keep. The faint light from the stars in the valley glow. I could see that his arms around his knees. He was still looking up at the stars, and I wished I could capture that image for him before he left for duty. I brought that up, and Fjord only laughed. I'd rather keep an image of us and Riv together. Really? Of the stars you love so much? My voice went high with surprise. Fjord turned towards me, confused. Of course I would. I can see the stars when I'm on duty. But I can't see you guys. Especially now that Riven's father is negotiating an engagement with William. We'll see her less every day. Or at least I do, since I'm a guy. You know, I really enjoy hanging out with you. I'll miss you a lot. Oh, don't talk with that. Don't talk like that, you peasant woman. I'm still alive. You're acting like I'm already dead. I'll be back. I know. For now, let's enjoy the time we have. Yeah. The good ending! Wait, that was it? Wait, how many endings are there? What the fuck? Wait, what? Alright, hang on 1 second. I don't believe this blasphemy. I want them to hook up. How do I do that? Do I have to, like, talk about certain things, or... 2 player choices. 4 separate endings. Your choices matter. Daughter the Antique Stealer. I want to get the good ending. So let's just rush through some dialogue. Alright. Start... Wait, I don't want to start the game. Okay. I'm gonna rush through some of these choices. Okay. So yes. Karina is talking to her father, then she visits her friend, and then he meets this guy for the first time. And then they're like, oh shit, dog! And then blah 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 blah. And then Sea Dog's like, yo, you want to like start selling cocaine to get shit together? And then Ribbon's like, oh yeah, let's start being drug dealers. So the 3 of them arrange to be drug dealers. And instead of you know, marrying people and being all romantic and stuff, they just start taking over Avant-Garde, the city, and they start like trying to shoot other gangs and shit. That'd be really cool. Someone should make a gangster version of this. Okay. Alright, so here's our first choice coming up soon, right? So, converse about your friend's mutual suitor. I like him a lot. Riven's happier with him around, and he's treating her well. I think he's a little too nice. The nice, boring men are always the ones with explosive anger. Just one day they explode, and someone else gets the short end of the stick. I don't want that to happen to Riven. I've seen him get mad before. I think it was more of intense frustration than explosive anger. I don't think he would be like that. He opened his hand, revealing a straight. I double-checked mine. I had 2 pairs. I just hope he's okay. William's too old to be courting her for the rush, but she doesn't have massive money lined up for her marriage either. Plenty of men in their 30s court young girls. It was normal. Young men were too busy with sex and too low on... Young men were too busy with sex, those bastards, and too low on stable income. We played another round in science. Fjord beat me both times. Well, if her girlfriend thinks he's okay, he's probably okay. Usually a year mark is when an older man decides to leave, though. But if he chooses to settle down with Riven, he has money to do it right now. It could work out either way. William's first wife had granted him 2 properties in her dowry before she'd fallen to consumption. One was located in the city. Fjord was silent for another round. Hey, does it bother you when you talk about your friends? Does it bother when you talk about your friend's choices behind her back? I don't usually, but she's already told me about you, and you seem like her close friend. Anything I know, you could probably find out. Besides, you were the one who asked, and she trusts you. Do you? I trust her judgment. One more round. Fjord dealt quickly and quietly. When he looked, he was about to speak again. Riven appeared behind him. You kept us waiting. Kept you waiting, huh? Fjord looked up. You play Metal Gear Solid? Then they fell in love instantly. Riven's hair was rustled, and she was slightly out of breath as she slid into her seat. Okay, yes. All these things. So this is all these choices right now. So yes. They eat the chicken and shit, and the chicken and shit. Okay. Hey. Okay. So yeah. Then they get into like a real fight, right? Sorry for all the cooking, by the way. I just want to get through all this, because then she's talking to her father and saying, like, yo, Dad, I don't want to do your shit, dog. And then, okay, and then there's all this stuff. Oh, wait, there's a quick skip, isn't there? Yes. Okay, right. So, it's normal. Sometimes you need time off. Okay. Right, so let's do that choice this time. I don't want to miss any, like, new dialogue, that's why. Are we resting? Again? I'm so sorry. Okay, right. So if there's, like, 4 different endings, that means it's a combination of those 2 choices. Okay, so it sounds like things ended up pretty nice. What the fuck happened to... What the? She's... Why? Fjord's like, get out of the way, you freaking crazy lady. You're on top of me. Ruin's like, I just like to spend time with my friends and sit on top of my friend's face. Okay, that was a weird glitch. Sorry, Karina, I gotta take care of this. Please show him his seal. A servant, also probably a wet nurse, had brought her with one infant and a girl about the age of 6. She sternly ordered the girl to sit on the couch, and the girl obeyed, but she bounced up in her seat. Hey, lady. Yes? Have you ever been from the hills? I have. She landed on the couch hard enough to make the springs squeak. I went with my friend. He fell in a hole. Rena, don't bother the storekeepers. But the mother said I couldn't talk more when I'm not with their friends. Don't bother strangers. I'm sorry about the girl. She's not too acclimated to social boundaries yet. No, it's okay. I leaned down to see her a little better, but the girl shifted away from me. I back up and she relaxed. How was the mountain? Was it pretty? They were okay, but I saw my house from the hill. It was so small. I was higher! Emoji. Heh. Tell me more about it. The flowers, the red rock, and a dirt ground. Normal end. What the shit? This can't be! Okay, what did I do wrong this time? 4 separate endings, so I got 3 of them. What's the last ending? I guess it's the other choice, right? So, start game, and then I'll go forward skip to the next choice. And then... So, okay, let's think about this. So, branching pathways, right? So, I made the first choice of telling him about his hiking experience, right? But then going on to the next choice with... what's her face? I don't know. What? I forgot her name. Anyway, I can't believe I forgot her name. It just... anyway, so the friend, right? So, like, she either breaks up with the guy or doesn't break up with the guy. So I did both there, right? So now let's do the converse, and then let's see what happens when I forward skip, and then make this next choice and tell her to break up. Riven. Okay, so... return, and then forward skip. Since Riven's breakup with Will, near 5 months have passed. Truth be told, I haven't seen her all that much. My father decided to save half our disposable income for my dowry 4 months ago, and I've been working to lighten his burden. But I still try to visit Riven's store as much as possible. It seems Fjord has been keeping her company more often. I haven't seen him around either. Silva... Okay, Riven, I brought you dinner. Thank you, but I won't take it. What happened? I already ate. That's a shame. I brought you a watercress from Avant-Garde. Or you can leave it there. I'll have to wait for its supper. Her favorite food always got to her. I smiled at that. Alright. Will you tell me about what's wrong, or will I have to get you more food? Well, since you offered. Really? I thought you were full. It's not even 12 yet. Of course, I haven't even eaten my second meal. Hey, did Fjord tell... Hey, did you tell Fjord that you really liked William way back when we first went to eat at Avant-Garde? Not in such strong terms, but basically yes. So it really was true. That's why Fjord won't talk to you anymore, you know. You told him that you really liked William, then you told me to cut him off. Not to mention he spoke out William so easily when you were... Oh, shit! What a plot twist! Not to mention you spoke out William so easy. He doesn't trust you in the least. I knew something was up. I'm sorry, Riven, I'm sorry. I did that to Fjord against you. Gossiping behind your back, you trusted him, so I thought he already knew everything about Will. Do not call him Will. I'm sorry, I won't do that again. But as for advising you to break off your courtship with William, you must realize that even if I liked the man as your suitor, if he didn't make you happy, it was useless. I understand what you mean. But you're not going to like this. I'm engaged to Fjord by my father's will, and I've decided I'm not going to eject. What? He's been one of my closest friends for years, and he would stay monogamous for me if I asked. But as my husband, if Fjord demands me to stop seeing you, I have to obey. Riven, have we not been good friends for years? Would you like to throw away... Would you throw that away to marry Fjord? Would you marry a man who forbids you from seeing your friends? You don't understand. It's only you. He doesn't trust you like he would trust a snake on the floor. It's because to him you went back on your word to two different people. But you understand what I really meant to do. You would still give me up? Fjord has been my most trustworthy friend in this time. Maybe marriage will fix me. Bad end number 2. Okay, so there's only one good ending, 2 bad endings, and then a neutral ending. That's pretty interesting. So I got all the endings, but anyway, that's pretty crazy. I like that. I like that crazy plot twist where she's just like, fuck you! So yeah, I guess that makes sense. That's a pretty neat game. I like this visual novel. Multiple endings. I guess it was more about like friendship and stuff than romance, I guess. So anyway, I hope I did a somewhat okay job of being entertaining and reading. Well, let's face it, I never do a good job reading these things. But anyway, that was a good game. Credits. I went through them at the beginning, but anyway. Here they are again. So yeah. Let's call it a day. Oh yeah, if you want to play this game yourself, you can look at the description below, all that kind of cool stuff, and yeah. So yeah, talk to you guys later. See ya.